Welcome back to Splendid Tales, where reality cuts deeper than fiction. Today's story is one that will shake you, a true eye-opener for anyone who believes justice always wears a badge. So if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe because this one burns slow. Morning sunlight spilled across downtown Atlanta as attorney Marcus Reed locked his townhouse doors, his briefcase in one hand and confidence in his stride. A Harvard graduate, respected civil rights lawyer, and father of two, Marcus had built his life on intellect, discipline, and quiet pride. His matte black Lamborghini Urus gleamed like a symbol of everything he had earned. Neighbors waved, success had become his morning routine. But not today. As he turned onto Peachtree Avenue, the shriek of sirens cut through his playlist. A police cruiser pulled up behind him, lights blazing, the kind that makes even the innocent uneasy. Marcus pulled over calmly, rolled down his window, and waited. Two white officers stepped out, hands already on their belts. "Step out of the vehicle," one barked. No explanation, no courtesy, just authority dripping with assumption. Marcus tried reason. "Officers, is there a problem?" But his voice, calm, educated, polite, only made them smirk. To them, a black man in a $200,000 car couldn't be a lawyer. He had to be a liar, and in that moment, the storm began brewing. The air around Marcus felt heavier than usual, the way it does before lightning splits the sky. The officer's gaze crawled over him, scanning every inch like he was reading a crime scene instead of a citizen. "Sir, we got a report of a stolen vehicle matching this description," the one said, voice slick with suspicion. Marcus kept his composure. "That's impossible. This is my car." He handed over his license, registration, and bar ID, proof that screamed credibility. But the officer barely glanced at them before letting out a mocking laugh. "A lawyer, huh? You expect me to believe that?" His partner smirked, circling the car like a vulture. "Must have stolen the suit, too," he muttered. Marcus took a slow breath, his heartbeat steady but his patience thinning. "Officer," he said firmly, "I represent the very system you're supposed to protect. You're making a mistake." But logic doesn't pierce prejudice. The taller cop yanked open the door. "Step out, hands where I can see them." Marcus complied, refusing to let anger win. But the humiliation was thick. Passers-by were recording now, their phones glinting like 100 silent witnesses. One woman whispered, "Isn't that Attorney Reed?" Another gasped. The officers didn't care. They pressed him against the hood of his own Lamborghini, metal biting his wrists as the handcuffs clicked. Marcus didn't shout, didn't curse. He just looked ahead, eyes burning with disbelief. The symbol of justice had become its victim. If you're feeling the tension already, don't forget to like and subscribe because it's only just beginning. The sound of the cuffs echoed louder than the city traffic. The officers stood tall, feeding off the attention as if cruelty was sport. One leaned in close, sneering, "You lawyers think you're untouchable, huh? Bet this'll humble you." Marcus didn't flinch. His jaw tightened, eyes forward, heart steady. Years in courtrooms had taught him to handle arrogance, but this was something uglier. Pedestrians gathered, phones out, faces torn between shock and discomfort. A kid whispered, "Mom, why are they arresting the lawyer?" But she tugged him away, afraid to speak truth in public. A street vendor muttered, "Man, even suits don't save us anymore." The shorter officer rummaged through Marcus's car, tossing documents and files like trash. He held up a framed photo of Marcus's kids. "Nice family. Hope they're proud when they see Daddy on the news." That jab hit deep, not because it hurt his ego, but because his children might actually see this. Still, Marcus stayed silent. His calm was unnerving, like a man watching his enemies dig their own graves. "Say something," the taller cop barked. But Marcus only replied, voice low and steady, "Everything you're doing is on camera. I hope your badge can handle the truth." The crowd murmured, tension thickening. Somewhere in the corner, a teenager streamed the whole scene live. Comments flooded in, hearts breaking, anger rising. The story was no longer theirs to control. If this story has your blood boiling already, like and subscribe, because what comes next will flip everything upside down. An unmarked car pulled up just as the tension reached its peak. Out stepped a senior officer, gray at the temples, calm in demeanor, but with a face that said he'd seen this movie before. He glanced at Marcus, then at the two cops puffed up with fake authority. "What's going on here?" he asked sharply. "Stolen vehicle report, sir," the tall one replied, voice trembling slightly now. The senior officer frowned, took the papers from Marcus's hood and typed the plate number into his tablet. 10 seconds later, his expression froze. This vehicle is registered to attorney Marcus Reed, civil rights attorney, Harvard Law. The silence was nuclear. The same crowd that had been recording now gasped collectively. The senior officer turned, voice cutting like a blade. You just arrested one of the most respected attorneys in the state, without cause. The two cops stammered, faces draining of color. Sir, we didn't know. That's the point, Marcus interrupted calmly, rubbing his wrists as the cuffs came off. You never ask before you judge. Phones were still recording. The world was watching. Within hours, the video spread like wildfire. The officers were suspended, the department under investigation. Marcus didn't celebrate. He didn't need to. His silence had done more damage than rage ever could. He slid into his car, started the engine, and looked back one last time. Justice, he murmured, finally learned her own name. If you felt that twist hit deep, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Splendid Tales, where truth always finds its way home.